Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Crystal, and today we are getting back into Now That's TV's The Hookup, Part 2, Episode 2, Love Me or Love Me Not, okay? So they open up this episode with a disclaimer from production, okay? We all know what's been going on with this whole Pookie situation and Sway Way podcast. Ooh-wee, okay? And shout out to my subscriber, and Sam's 5157, because she asked me to talk about it on the last video. So I'm here to talk about it now. Let's get into it. So Mommy G and So Unique, they still going at it, okay? They still going back and forth about Team Dominican versus Team Black Child, okay? And E.T. and Chastity, they give their opinions on the situation. E.T. says, So Unique needs to just not engage with Mommy G and just be quiet because she talking too much, okay? And Chastity lets it be known, just because your booty's big, hello, and you're easy to smash, hello, don't mean nothing, okay? These men let themselves some black queens, and sister, I'm with you when you're right. Then enters Hoodfish, aka Pookie, okay? And she comes in looking real good, okay? Makeup beat down, okay? So, she checks out the house, and then she greets Gigi, Miss Gigi in all pink, looking like a piece of bubble yum, okay? The type of nigga want to chew, I love my bubble gum, yeah, okay? So, they chop it up for a minute. And then we switch over to the Sprinter, and baby, they was having a time on this Sprinter, okay? Take me through that. So they make it to the house, and they're making their introductions. They're greeted by Gigi and Pookie. And, So Unique makes her introduction, and she ends up calling out Mommy G again, and I can't lie, I do love it. Like, keep your long ass foot on her neck, sister. No shade, okay? Don't let up on Mommy G. I do not care. Okay? Period. So, Pookie, she goes to make her introduction, and she refers to herself as the newest bombshell. Now, Pookie, this is where, we going to have this talk at, because this was the perfect time for you to say, I'm a doll, or, I don't know. It was just like, I just have questions, because even if production told you that they let everyone know, or that they disclose your information, let's be clear, it's your information, it's your tea. Why wouldn't you disclose that yourself as you're introducing yourself to these group of people? And this is a hookup show. You understand? Like, it don't make sense to me. So, and not only that, why wouldn't you disclose that information for yourself? Just so you know that they know. You understand? Don't put yourself in that situation to where you leave it up to production or another cast member to spill your tea for you. You understand? You could have killed the whole narrative of transgenders not disclosing their information. I really feel like you dropped the ball with this. No shade, sister. But yeah, in my opinion, you should have definitely got a hit of that. And some men, they do like transgenders. You never know. If any one of the men like transgenders, because you didn't even give them the chance to say, hey, I'm transgender. Some men might have been open to it. You never know. You never gave yourself that chance. But, and another question, if production lets other casts know that you're a transgender, isn't that like a lawsuit? Or am I wrong? Y'all can let me know in the comments. I could be wrong, but I could have swore like, your boss is not supposed to disclose your personal, medical information. That's medical information if she is, I don't know. It was just so much around that. But I do think you was wrong. I do think that you dropped the ball. You could have definitely killed the whole narrative, because I know transgenders usually do tell men up front that they are transgender, because they sick of the narrative being that they don't disclose that. And for this to even happen, and then you get confronted, we're going to get into all that later, but then you get confronted by it, like, especially when you were introducing yourself to everyone. Like, that was the perfect time. That was the perfect time. Omar, to the front, please. Sir, do you need that? Okay, this man is fine, y'all. And the way he was looking at E.T., like, girl, you better than me. So Dawn introduces himself, okay? And he's from Jersey, y'all. Like, why didn't I know that? No shade. But he lets it be known that he wants Chastity and E.T. early, okay? And it's so funny to me because that's the same energy Nola wanted from the start. No shade, okay? But, Dawn, that's a black king right there, okay? And when Gigi called Mommy G hot tamale, y'all, that took me out. I keyed so hard at that. Like, I dropped to the floor, y'all. That shit was so funny to me. So Phil introduces himself, and he got a little thing for Miss E.T. and Chastity, okay? But to me, it looked like he had E.T.'s little kitten smitten at first, okay? So Gigi calls Ray Faced up to the front, okay? Front and center. So, she says she knows Ray Faced because he used to date her friend. And she knows Ray Face and Hot Tamale. Okay, she keep calling that girl Hot Tamale. She knows Ray Face and Hot Tamale's tea because she's seen the trailer. Okay, Jeezy is messy and I love it. So she then leaves it up to the ladies, to pick their rooms first. And basically, the fellas have to get in where they fit in, okay? And the way I would have been like, Dawn! Come here, boy. Come here. Come here, boy. Come here. Come here, boy. Come here. Come here, boy. Come here, boy. Let me whisper again, okay? So Phil tries to sneak in with E.T. and Miss Mama blocks him. So then he goes and finds Chastity room empty. Like, dang, y'all, I was really hoping Dawn got with Chastity. No shade.
I would like to see it.
So Dawn's out here looking for a room, and he comes upon E.T. and Calvin up in the bathroom, hugged up, booed up, kissing and shit. Like, what's going on here? Excuse me, I'm sorry. Y'all, and his feelings, Dawn was so hurt. Dawn was hurt, y'all. Next thing I know, he's being led by Mommy G to the bedroom. Like, no, don't do it. Don't do it to what, please. Don't do it. Of course, So Unique is roomed up with Tri-State, and it looks like Ray Face is roomed up with Pookie, okay? Now, my thing is, too, if you're going to be rooming with a man, shouldn't you let them know? No shade. Now, let me say this as well, okay? The way Pookie and E.T. was flirting with Kelvin, and Kelvin and E.T. giving Pookie the eyes, checking her out. They talking about threesomes and whatnot and showering together. She touching on his chest. Like, I think Kelvin seen a green light, okay? I think he thought, he had a Moses situation, a Moses, Kayla, and Tokyo situation on his hand, okay? So, to me, that's what it was given. I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me know down in the comments. Then we get YBZ entering back into the house. Ho, why is you here? So everybody's out on the patio chilling, they vibing, and E.T. whispers to Kelvin that Pookie's a transgender, okay? And the look on his face, like, he was confused, he was furious, and just trying to keep calm all at once, okay? And for E.T. to laugh and walk off, that was very disrespectful. And then she went to key about it with Chastity, you know. Now Rayface, he's telling or no, not Rayface. Kelvin's now telling Rayface, so it's spreading at this point. It's like wildfire, okay? And it gave petty and immature, E.T., no shade. So, then they take us back out onto the patio and everybody's chilling, they vibing, they laid back, Then Rayface, he asked Pookie if she's a transgender. And the way Sumo looked, like he took a good hard look, okay? And then he stood up. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like, I laughed real hard. But then I felt bad for Pookie. Like, dang, like, I know she felt low in that moment. No shade, Um, and she says, she thought production told everyone her tea. And Rayface says, they didn't tell them nothing. And, like, I don't know. I just, in this moment, like I said, it was sad. So, Moses, Tokyo, Levi, Kayla, The Face, and Shay, they meet up for a trio date, and at first they were getting into Kayla and Levi's mess, but, I really didn't care for it, no shade, but then Shay says, like, she asked The Face if he was single, y'all, and Miss Nola, you sneaky little slut, I see you, okay? One thing about Miss Nola, she gonna be in the background making moves, okay? Because how is this man saying that you his girlfriend? Like, girl said, Tokyo expresses how, the men had rotating girls and the men had rotating girls to choose from, and The Face played in Nola's face by not choosing her, and she feels Nola deserves to be here, okay? So Moses speaks up, to question Tokyo, like, you can't talk to people a certain way, like, sir, excuse me, I'm sorry, like, sit down, be quiet, look cute, thank you, okay? But no shade, I'm glad he did speak up, just so she does have somebody to challenge her. So, then the conversation switches to Moses and Tokyo. And, Moses expresses that he loves Tokyo and he's willing to put in the work and time, okay? But Tokyo drops a bombshell, okay? You dropped a bomb on me, baby. You dropped a bomb on me, okay? She says everything was cool until he put that ring on her finger. Then he changed it to somebody that she did not know, okay? She says Moses switched up. He broke her heart, like, for real. Like, and, he's saying that he's trying, but he never shows up. And, when she started tearing up, y'all, I was like, oh, my God. Like, wow. Because I was really a champion for their relationship, like, for this since day one. But then she lets us know Moses cheated 3 weeks before filming. And I was just like, dang, like, really, Moses? Really? Like, let us believe in black love at least for once, please. Dang. And this scene right here pissed me off because the way E.T. is explaining, the disclosure of Pookie's business, that whole situation was not how it happened, okay? And, Pookie says she has a vajayjay, y'all. Like, ma'am, okay, because I could have sworn on Dollhouse they was showing your tuck, no shade, but, and so, her and So Unique keeps going back and forth because, So Unique's like, well, I wonder how it looks, and she's trying to explain to Pookie, the bottom line of the situation is that she's trans, and that's why guys, the guys or the men feel the way that they do about, how everything was blown up, that she was like a transgender female, when really they're saying the same thing, no shade. So, and let me say this, Pookie needs to watch out for E.T. because the way she fakes it, oh my, okay? So, Kayla and Shay, they go outside to console Tokyo, and I appreciate that scene, right or wrong, comfort another woman, have compassion, and sympathy for one another. It's not that hard, no shade. So Levi, he says he can't really be with Kayla because she smashed the homie. Okay, Kayla, she smashed the homie. Kayla, she smashed the homie. Okay, so Tokyo enters the house, y'all. And, the cast, they ready to go out. Everybody's, dressed up. They done showered. They looking tea, okay? So Tokyo over in the corner, sucking on her thumb while everybody goes to take a shot. And just as Gigi's about to make an announcement, all of a sudden Miss Tokyo says, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I got something to say. And baby, next thing you know, she goes over to Mommy G and starts tearing her up, okay? And mind you, Mommy G sitting on Ray's face. And that is where we leave off for this week. I can't wait until next week. Make sure y'all leave a like, comment in the comment section below, and make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. It's free, no shade. And I will see y'all in the next one. Mwah. No bars.